Enjoining good, forbidding evil. Why, when, how, and whom. The significance of enjoining good and forbidding evil is emphasized in several verses of the Holy Quran. In chapter Al Imran, God says, "You are the best nation produced as an example for mankind. You enjoin what is right and forbid what is wrong, and believe in Allah." Enjoining good and forbidding evil is applicable to all Muslims. It is obligatory only if they can be conducted in a wise, appropriate, and polite manner, without damaging the reputation of the wrongdoer, and without any underlying intention of proving one's own knowledge or superiority. The Islamic law manual clearly states that these two duties become obligatory only if all the 5 following conditions are met. Should these conditions not get sufficiently fulfilled, there is a higher risk of indulging in negative thinking about others, damaging someone's reputation, casting doubt, inflicting harm, and slandering. In many cases, it may be better to preach oneself first and be silent rather than intervening. The first condition is, one should possess the knowledge of what is good and what is evil and ensure its adherence before preaching it to others. Do not be an enthusiastic preacher who is fond of preaching without proper understanding or sufficient knowledge of religion. Consider the example of one who comments on the slightest movement of your head or feet while performing Mass. Whereas the rule says there is no problem if the head or foot moves slightly while performing Mass. Being passionate about preaching is one thing, and performing it accurately is another. Therefore, first learn well and then preach. The Islamic law manual states, in order to enjoin good and forbid evil, it is sometimes obligatory to learn and know what is good and what is evil. Henceforward, as received messages, do not absolve oneself in the name of enjoining good. Number 2. One must deem it probable that it will have an effect on the wrongdoer. Quran says some people are just deaf, dumb, and blind, so they will not return to the right path. There is no point whatsoever in preaching them. In such cases of certainty of no effect, the obligatory precaution is that one must only express in any way possible disapproval and displeasure with the wrongdoer's improper action instead of preaching with words. Number 3. The wrongdoer must intend to continue doing the improper or wrong actions in the event that it's a one-time act by a wrongdoer who does not intend to repeat the wrong action. It is not obligatory to enjoin good and forbid evil. Number 4. The wrongdoer must not be legally excused in his improper and wrong actions. Enjoining good and forbidding evil should not be used as a pretext to slander others. Imam Ali says, "Accept your fellow brother's excuse, and if he has no excuse, then find an excuse for him." Under certain circumstances, the person may have an excuse for not fasting or praying, so one has to be mindful of that. Number 5. The person enjoining good and forbidding evil must not be in danger of significant harm being inflicted to his person, reputation, or wealth. Hence, no significant harm to himself, his reputation, or wealth should be expected from his actions. The condition applies equally to both. The wrong person who is preaching and the person who is being preached. By enjoining good or forbidding evil, one should not put the reputation or wealth of anyone at risk. This is particularly important because sometimes by enjoining good we end up doing evil, that is, causing harm to somebody else or creating disunity in a community. Therefore, it is of paramount importance to learn how this duty should be carried out. It should be noted that the obligation to enjoining good and forbidding evil is on everyone, but is greater with respect to the family and relatives. If one's own family or relatives are unconcerned about religious obligations such as performing prayers, keeping fasts, paying khums, etc., or are careless with regards to committing unlawful acts such as backbiting and lying, then the person should invite them to do good deeds with a greater sense of importance. However, with regards to one's parent, the obligatory precaution is to adopt a soft and gentle approach. One must never be harsh with them. Lastly, enjoining good and forbidding evil is an obligation only for wajib and haram acts. Therefore, one should not instruct others to perform mustahab acts, especially assuming they are expected to be carried out compulsory by one and all. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us towards righteousness, piety, and thorough understanding of His religion.